Hello Scorpio, this is Julie with Into Heartspace, and we're going to look at your September energies for 2016. So to start off, we are in eclipse season. We have an eclipse on the 1st of September and I think the 16th, if I'm correct, of September. So eclipsing things out, letting things go. It's anything that we've been holding on to, just to hold on to, will be let go at this time. So eclipses are here just to clean house and make space for things that will serve us in a higher way, get our energies to a higher level. Also, Jupiter will be going into Libra. It has been in Virgo. So it's so much happier in Libra. Everyone can take a little sigh of relief for a moment. Jupiter being in Virgo is not the happiest of campers. It doesn't really like to be there. It doesn't really want to expand all the details. It doesn't want to get nitpicky. It doesn't want to be precise. It just wants to expand love, joy, beauty. Come on, let's go. And so Libra is ruled by Venus, so this is an easier job for Jupiter for the next year to be in that sign. So definitely, if you look at your natal chart, look at where Libra is in your chart, and that'll show where things will be expanding for the next year. All right, so what are the energies for Scorpio? Scorpio for September 2016. What is surrounding Scorpios? I call in the highest of light, the highest of energy. What do we need to tell Scorpio? Okay. Scorpio. 2016 September. Alright, so the Five of Discs flipped out. So just keep that in the back of your head. I don't necessarily look at ones that flip out, but if it speaks to you, absolutely. Okay. That one. Then this one. Okay. So first we have the Moon. Three of Discs. This is just the card du jour. Everyone's getting this somewhere in their midst. Eight of Wands. That's popular too. The Tower has been popular. The Chariot. Oh my golly. Awakening. Three of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Nine of Wands. Page of Swords. And then as the foundation, we have Two of Discs. Alright, so a lot of the same cards have been popping up during these readings, and I don't do all the readings in the same day. So it's very interesting that, the universal energies are surrounding us. We are collectively going through a major shift. Alright, so Scorpio, at the center of it is the Moon. So the Moon is emotional. It's getting in check with your emotions. And it feels like a lot of your choices that you are making right now are guided with such. So it could be just a little softer, a little darker, a little bit more somber time. Not saying that it's negative, but I don't feel like this, like September is going to be about, woohoo, let's go, skip through fields, click our heels, and jump in joy. I think it's going to be more like satin, like silk, just deeper, stronger, more emotional. And like I said, that's not necessarily a negative whatsoever. It's just that, I mean, Scorpios, I always feel like, and especially because, I mean, right here, I mean, I think it's a lobster, but it looks kind of like a scorpion to me. You know, you guys can go into the depths and come out not necessarily unscathed, but you come out stronger. And what's crossing you is the 3 of discs here. And so in this regard, I'm really feeling, Scorpio, that your work or the education, the knowledge that you are getting, the words that you are getting from other people are conflicting your emotions. They're not settling, they're not fitting together. And so they're kind of rubbing each other the wrong way. And you have been, I mean, in the past, we have the Chariot here. So you have been charging through, starting new things, paving the way for your life. And you've been doing it quick and fast with fury and with a good foundation, with a good reason to do this. With a positive reason. Like it's clear energy that you're doing this. And so you have like this little conflict of others versus yourself in a way. But in the future, in the next 6 months, we have the awakening, judgment. So I feel like where you are charging to will start to make sense and you will start to see the truth of where it's truly going. And the reason why this is happening and that you are going to be able to see it is because you are going to let down some of the walls within yourself that have been kind of holding you back. So the Tower, here we go. So I feel like you will be eclipsing out this month ideologies that no longer serve you, that are no longer raising you to your higher vibration. And by saying, you know, this no longer serves me, in my spirit, you will be given even more choices to choose from. Here we are, 8 of Wands. And these are choices. These are things coming in for you to help you go to the next level. And know that not all choices are positive, so you will need to have some discernment. 2 of discs is your foundation, so it's finding that balance, knowing where you need to be, what you need to do, how it needs to go about. So it's looking at the choices that you have and that you have created and saying which ones really serve my best interest and really serve my situation's interest. And I feel like the choices that you do make will be more emotional because that's where you are right now. But make sure that you do balance those emotions, because emotions are fleeting. They're there as a trigger, as an acknowledgement of where you are at that moment, but they shift. Emotions shift just like the moon. So I feel like maybe the lunar eclipse, which I think is the 1st, and I think that's in Virgo, September 1st, is going to be really powerful for you, and you will get the messages at the very beginning of the month that really hit you. So that I feel like that one is going to be pretty, I actually feel like both of them are going to be pretty big. I think the second one is a prenumbral eclipse. However, the eclipses are going to be speaking to you. Here we have the 3 of Wands. So there's a lot of great choices that got chops. You know, they have a future. And whatever you choose will raise you in a higher vibration. So we have the Wheel of Fortune here. And I mean, the Wheel of Fortune can move to the positive and can also move to the negative. So, you know, it could be that you're in a great spot and then what you choose, you know, kind of brings you to a more somber place. or vice versa. You're in like a somber place and it's bringing you to a more positive place. But in the placement and how things are setting, I feel like you are eclipsing out, like I said, eclipsing out ideas, an ideology, a spiritual belief that no longer feels right to you. And because of that, the future has more choices. Fortune is in your favor. So I think that the thing that might be also challenging in this situation is you keep looking to the past. Even though you are charging forward, you're kind of thinking, oh, well, did I make the right decision? Am I going in the right way? And I'm looking at this and it's like, I really don't feel like this is a very romantic love reading. I don't feel like that is your major focus this month. I really feel like it has to do with like the inner work, the things that no one can see but you can feel, and that will really, those are the subtleties that change your entire life forever. And so I feel like this is very inner work. Yeah, so I feel like you might be getting stuck in the past, getting stuck in some deeper, darker issues that you are resolving at this time. Just make sure not to be stuck there and step through. And the thing is I think if you do get stuck, we have the Page of Swords here. So this is a young energy, but it's also a messenger. Air signs. So air signs have to do air signs have to do with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So I feel like maybe actually, since it is air signs, Libra is an air sign, Jupiter is going into Libra, the air sign. I feel like the messages could be after the 6th of September. And it could be brought in by somebody. And I feel like this person, if it is somebody who is coming in, they are definitely younger, but they are kind of a voice that wakes you up, that says not all is lost, let's keep going. And I think they will hold your hand during this spiritual journey, and let you grow in the way that you need to without this judgment. Yeah. All right, Scorpio. Let's call on Mother Moon for some added energy. Mother Moon, what do we need to tell Scorpio in addition to this reading? This is the Mother Wisdom deck. All right, Scorpio, Mother Moon. And I feel like you are so connected to Mother Moon this month, especially with the moon in the center of the reading. So if you feel lost, Scorpio, during this month, which you're not lost because you have been charging through and you are on the verge of a major life awakening, heralding in the trumpets of anew. But if you feel a little confused by it all, I would say meditate in the moonlight. Look up at the moon and talk. All right. That one. So the river, surrender. So when we go through a lot of spiritual shifts, when we go through emotional shifts, we often brace ourselves and say everything is okay, everything is fine, I can do this, I'm not going to break. Be gentle with yourself and surrender to those energies that are there. since you are shifting, it's uncomfortable, it's challenging to break through to the next level of who you are. But just like if you are in a river, and if any of you guys have been, boating, rafting, canoeing, and you've tipped over and you're going down the river, the best thing to do is not to fight the current, but to release yourself to the current and float, and it will guide you to safety. So don't fight these changes that are happening within you. Just release and surrender to them, because it will guide you to where you need to go. It'll guide you to your awakening. Also, why don't you just go put your feet in the river too? Cleanse yourself. Alright, so Scorpio, if you would like to continue this reading, feel free to find me on my website and leave a message, and we can set up a Skype time to do a reading, or I can videotape a reading and email it to you. Also, I have a Facebook page called Heartspace, so you can go over there and find me, and I do post about tarot and astrology and just little love notes every once in a while up on there. And you can message me there as well, and if you have any questions, feel free. If you have any stories, I love to hear the stories of people who are watching these and how this is affecting them. So yes, please feel free to stay in contact with me. Alright, Scorpio, have a lovely September. Love and blessings.